They stole me from my homeland in West Africa when I was just a child, no more than 7 years old. I still remember the smell of the earth, the rhythm of the drums, my mother's voice. And then, silence. I was forced onto a ship called the Phillis, bound in chains, packed below deck, crossing an ocean that felt endless. Hunger, sickness, fear, loss, many did not survive. I did, though I did not yet know why. In 1761, I arrived in Boston. I was purchased by the Wheatley family and given their name, and the name of the ship that carried me, Phillis Wheatley. But even as my body was enslaved, my mind refused to be. They noticed my hunger to learn. They taught me to read and write. Soon, I was studying Latin, Greek, English literature, geography, astronomy, and the Bible. By the time I was 12, I was already writing poetry. Words became my refuge. Faith became my strength. Hope became my rebellion. My verses spoke of sorrow, survival, freedom, and divine justice, ideas dangerous for an enslaved girl to express. Yet my poems traveled beyond Boston, across the colonies, and eventually across the Atlantic. Still, many refused to believe that an African girl could create such work. So in 1772, I was forced to stand before 18 of Boston's most powerful white men. They examined me, questioned me, tested my intelligence. I passed. Not because I needed their approval, but because the world demanded proof of my humanity. In 1773, at just 20 years old, my book, Poems on Various Subjects, Religious and Moral, was published in London. I became the first African-American woman, and only the second American woman, to publish a book of poetry. My words reached royalty, intellectuals, revolutionaries. I even wrote to George Washington, and he praised my work. Yet even fame could not protect me from hardship. Though I was later freed, freedom did not bring security. I lived in poverty. I lost children. I struggled to survive. And in 1784, at just 31 years old, I died, nearly forgotten. But my words did not die. They became evidence. They became resistance. They became history. Because every line I wrote declared something powerful. We were never meant for chains. We were always meant for greatness. Remember me. Remember my words. Remember my truth. I am Phillis Wheatley, and my poetry still speaks. If her story moved you, like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories history tried to erase because we're still reviewing the receipts.